and welcome to our third mini Port Hope Public Library Corey podcast. Today we have the lovely Deborah with us, Canada's biggest Corey fan. For those of you that have attended our pings at the library, Deborah has been a staple in our environment there, and we've all loved the tales and tribulations and lovely things she's had to share with us. So we'd like to welcome Deborah, and of course Joanne is with us, our tea lady, former PHPL staff member. Hi, Joanne.
Hi, Nikki.
Hi, Deborah.
Welcome, Deborah.
Hi, Nikki and Joanne. Great to be here.
Yeah, it's lovely to have you here, and we're looking forward to having your insights shared with us. Have you been enjoying what's happening on Corey in the past little while?
Yes, there have been parts with the COVID that I think has affected some of the storylines and characters missing, but overall I've been enjoying it.
That's lovely.
Lots happening.
Have you noticed any like COVID protocols in place while watching it lately?
Everybody keeping their distance, all the signs, and
No hugging.
no hugging.
No hugging is a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with some of the storylines right now where you're expecting them to console each other. Or...
Yeah.
Everybody needs a hug these
Yeah.
days.
That's right.
Especially Leanne.
Oh, exactly. So over the years, Deborah, have you got like a favorite storyline of all time that you can pinpoint? I know there's lots.
There's
I'm
lots.
Sure there's lots.
I think the Richard Hillman storyline. There was so many twists and turns, and he made a good villain.
Yes, he did.
You sure did.
And the ending with the big crash into the canal, and
Yes, had everybody on the edge of their seats, didn't it?
It certainly did. You think Gail would have learned by then.
Yep, no, she's still learning. She still needs a little assistance there, right?
Yeah.
You'd think they would bring a therapist on to Corey to help her out, wouldn't they, in
Yeah.
the love
Yeah.
department?
And it had my favorite line, I think, of all time. You should have stayed at the party, Maxine.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Mhm.
So do you have a favorite, say, male character?
Male character? Peter.
Oh,
Gotta
yeah.
love Peter.
Mhm.
Tim and Steve, they had some laughs. And
Tim and Steve. I
Yeah.
said in the previous podcast that I really liked Lloyd.
Oh,
Lloyd
yeah.
and Steve.
Yes.
They had a
Yeah.
beautiful camaraderie
Yeah.
of joking and...
A nice couple.
Yeah.
They were a nice couple.
I miss those scenes in Streetcars with
Oh.
Lloyd and Steve and
Yeah.
Eileen.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And from the past, maybe Jack.
of
Of
course.
course.
Yeah. And Ashley. I had a soft spot for Ashley.
Did you?
Yeah.
Ashley Peacock.
Ashley
Uh-huh,
Peacock.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Danny
Oh.
Baldwin.
Oh, Danny,
Oh,
yes.
Yeah,
I
he
liked
was-
him.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah.
And of course, Mike. Mike was a pivotal part with the Ken
Yeah.
and Mike kind of rivalry
Indeed.
over the years.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And he shaped, the knicker factory.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. That's right. So what about a female character, Deborah?
Okay, well, from the past, it would have to be Blanche.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Yes.
She had
Definitely.
some beautiful
She had the best
one-liners.
lines,
One-liners,
and
yeah.
she knew how to deliver them.
Yes,
I don't
she
know
did.
how the rest of the cast kept straight faces. I don't know. I'd love to know how many retakes and that, because she sure made you laugh.
How many giggles they've
Yeah.
Definitely.
in the blooper
Yeah.
reel of that.
And Betty.
Betty.
Who couldn't love Betty?
Definitely. Mhm.
Now,
No.
speaking of Betty for a minute, neither Joanne and I have made the hot pot. Did you ever make the hot pot?
I've never made the Coronation Street recipe, but I did go to a night one year with friends. There was 4 or 5 of us, and they had a British night, and they made different dishes, and one of them was the hot pot.
Oh, lovely.
Yep.
Was it made with the traditional
The lamb, yes.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yep, it was good. And then afterwards, we had to do our Corey trivia.
Oh.
It was like a Corey
Oh,
night.
nice,
Yeah.
nice.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Back in the good old days, we
Yeah.
could go to a
Yeah.
pub and have a Coronation Street thing
Yeah.
in that sense.
Yeah. But back to current characters.
Yes.
Female, Sally. I do like Sally, the
Nice.
Mrs. Bouquet of the street.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Evelyn. I've liked her from day
Oh.
one. I know a lot of people haven't, but
She kind of reminds me a little bit of Blanche because she's got
Yeah.
that sharp
very-
sense of
yeah.
humor and,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
shoots from the hip like
yeah,
Blanche did.
But
No
she's
puns
great.
intended.
No,
Yeah.
I really like her now.
yeah,
now.
yeah. Oh, and Tracy.
Tracy's
Oh,
come along. Yep.
Yeah.
She used to be the little devil, and
Yeah.
now she's kind of.
She's got a heart all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I know. Now, did you ever visit both the old set and I know you visited the new set, but did you have the privilege of the old set?
Yes. 7 trips to the old set.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah.
I've been very lucky.
You certainly have.
So the first trip was in 1995.
Wow.
We'd been married a year. We were going back to visit the family for Al to meet them. And 2 weeks before going, Al put the TV on and came across Coronation Street. And he kept it on just so he could see what England was going to be like. And that actually is how we got hooked on the show.
Get out. Wow. That's awesome.
So we arrived in England on the Saturday, and my uncle says, what do you want to do while you're here? Al says, go to Coronation Street. We didn't know they did tours or anything, but the next day, there we were, and we'd only been watching the show for 2 weeks, so we didn't,
Oh my gosh.
we didn't really know
What you were doing
anybody.
or anybody. Oh my.
So I didn't appreciate it as much as I should have. Now, it did get us hooked because after you walk the cobbles, we never missed a show
yes.
after that.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
So I kept hoping that one day we'd be able to go back because they stopped the tours to the public like before we'd been back. So in 2007, I was on MySpace, which is before Facebook and Twitter. And one of the actresses, Jane Tunnicliffe, who played Deanna, Scylla's friend at the Chippy,
Okay,
yes.
yes.
she added me as a friend and started chatting. And then we told her we were going over that May, and she invited us to have a tour of the street,
Lovely.
That's cool. Oh,
which we
very
were so
nice.
excited about. Now, half an hour before we were to have our tour, the batteries went on my camera.
Oh no. Oh my
So there we
goodness.
were on the street, and we have no camera.
Oh my
But
goodness.
At least we got to experience it. I think we got 5 or 6 photos in the end behind the pub, the Rovers, so
right.
like the main ones. But we got to
Yes.
walk the cobbles again, and this time I appreciated it.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Now the next year, we were in England. We were meeting up with some friends, and we'd had a ping, 2 pings the year before for a couple of guys that came to England, Canada, sorry, to do the British Isles show. They had a British
Every year.
magazine.
I used to
So
do
we
that.
had a ping so they could talk about their magazine. And one of the men, Peter Riley, he surprised us with a VIP tour.
Oh, nice.
I think it's the only time I've
nice.
ever been surprised. He said, I'll be back here at 1 o'clock and I have a surprise. Now, the month before, he'd interviewed Stephen Arnold, Ashley Peacock.
Right.
So I thought we're going to meet Ashley again. So he takes us into the studios, and it still didn't click that we were having a tour. And the next thing, David Nugent, who gave us the tour, said, Deborah, Al, you're our VIP guests today.
Wow.
So he took us around, and it was the best tour we've had. We got to do what we wanted. Like, we sat in the chairs if having my hair done at Audrey's. We sat on
cool.
sat on the couch at the Platts and Fizz's couch.
Oh my
And
gosh. And you got someone, you had your camera.
yep,
So
had
you
the
got
camera this
pictures of
time.
all those?
I
Oh,
think
that's great.
I think I had one and Al had one, and we were both snapping away.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Yep.
Oh, those would be cool pictures sitting on the furniture that we see every day.
Yep, yep.
Oh.
Now the next year, we were back in England because I had my winning tour.
Right.
Oh,
BBC. She won the.
great.
I won a trip for 2 to England and a tour of the studios. So there was 3 other couples with us. They'd won a different contest, and we got to tour the street again.
So what did you have to do to win it?
I had to submit an entry, what made me Canada's #1 fan. And they were looking for your passion, your history, and creativity.
Oh, great. Wow.
Thousands
Good for you.
across Canada entered, and
I'll bet. Because by then it would have been very popular here in Canada.
Right.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
So then, 2012, we had another tour with Haley,
That's right.
the actress.
Yes.
Yep.
You
Yep.
became friends with Haley.
Yeah, we met her
Mhm.
in Toronto at the.
Was she here at the?
She did a show. Her and David Nielsen, who plays Roy Cropper. They try and bring characters across, and they put on a 2-hour show where they talk about the show, and the fans can ask questions and have
Now
a
that
meet
would
and
be
greet
fun.
after.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, whenever we can have a ping again, you've got an inside. Would you like to come to Canada to PHBL?
Yes, there you go. We can hook them up with a.
Yeah.
all the actors seem to love the Canadian fans.
Yes.
Oh, that's because we're nice.
We are nice. Deborah, you'll have to share this lovely podcast series with some of your Facebook friends.
Definitely.
Characters, actors.
Definitely.
Nudge, nudge, wink,
There
wink.
you go. Oh. Sounds good.
So then they stopped. We did do the tours that they opened to the public again
Right.
with a group of friends.
Is that
So,
at the new?
This was at the old studios.
the
We
old
did that twice, which it was fun because you could just walk around and, they did a tour inside where they showed you 4 of the rooms. There was Gail's, Jack and Vera's room, the Rovers, I think the Cafe, Roy's Rolls, I think it was.
Now the old set was just like a facade, right? All the upstairs all joined together, so it was. I mean, we didn't know that
No.
from seeing
No.
it,
Right.
but it was
Oh.
a facade
Yeah.
for the better part of it,
Yeah. And then they closed those tours.
right?
Then,
Oh, did they?
yeah.
Oh.
A few years later, they started them at the new studios.
Oh.
You didn't get to go inside because it's a working set, but you got to walk on the cobbles and see the extended Victoria Street with the gardens, the co-op,
Yeah, and it was
Costa
such-
Coffee,
yeah,
the tram.
much bigger too.
Yeah,
wasn't
much
it?
bigger. The street's wider and the buildings are to scale.
They're actual cobblestones, even in the new set, are they?
Yeah, they took them
Wow.
from the old
They did,
studios.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see these ladies, characters walking across with high heels, and I think, how can you do that?
I can't even walk in heels on regular.
No, me neither. Nope, those days are long gone.
Exactly.
Now, the tours are currently on hold because of
course,
COVID.
Of course.
But in March, they applied for planning permission to enhance the tours. They plan to build a 3-story Coronation Street experience,
Nice.
Oh, cool.
a gift shop that looks like the Rovers' return, a ground floor coffee bar with proposed hours of 8 to 11:30. They also plan a 70-seat auditorium where they would start the studio tour introductions and have a place where they'd have memorabilia. So hopefully that all goes ahead, and
Oh, that
Yeah,
sounds
and then road
wonderful.
trip.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
There you go.
That we can go and celebrate the
Yes,
60th.
we have
yeah.
to go with Deborah though.
Definitely.
She could tell us the ins and outs.
Definitely.
So that sounds really good.
It does. That
for
sounds
sure.
wonderful.
For sure. So, do you think because of COVID, and you've been very successful, scouting out the actors over the years, and you were able to meet them and get pictures with them, do you think now COVID is kind of prevalent throughout the world, it will be harder to meet the actors, get an autograph, or snap a picture with them?
Well, I have seen a sign outside the studios that says, due to COVID, the actors cannot stop for photos or autographs.
Right.
Makes sense.
Now,
Yeah.
I've also seen fans meeting them with a distance selfie.
Oh,
Right. So they are kind of stopping to have a snap.
A few are. I think they've been told not to, but I have seen a few
Yeah.
that have, so it will be harder to meet them.
And
Right.
I assume that because of COVID, that's why we haven't seen some of the characters.
Right.
They're not.
The older cast
yes,
members and the
yes.
younger ones.
Now, I did hear that even though the UK right now is back in a lockdown, that they were given permission to still be filming Coronation Street because they have the protocols in place.
Right.
So it shouldn't affect our TV time.
Good.
Which is horrible to say, but because they're coming up to their 60th, you know, it's good to keep everything,
Yeah. It
you
does
know,
make
full
you
steam ahead with that.
it does make you wonder which storylines have been changed and
Absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah.
all
I
the
know they
timelines
have,
are out
yes.
and
Now, is there an actor that is perhaps no longer on the show or has passed away that you wish you had been able to meet on one of your tours? Or
I've never met Liz. Of all the years that she's been on the
Wow.
show, I've only ever seen her once, and that was at the
Award
soap
show?
awards. So I want to meet Liz.
Yes.
Vera, I wish I'd have met Vera. I met Jack, but
Did
not
you?
Vera. We went to a pub that she used to own even in
Oh,
Manchester.
wow.
Still never met her, and
Wow, but you did meet Jack.
met Jack. Yeah,
Nice.
Now, where did you meet Jack?
I'm at the studios
Oh, okay. Okay.
when the actors arrive or leave.
Now, did he actually have a singing career before he did Coronation Street, I wonder?
Oh, I think he did.
I think so.
Yeah.
He had such a wonderful voice.
He did.
Well,
he
so
did.
does Rita.
Yeah.
Rita, oh
A
yeah,
lot of
yes,
them
Rita
do. A lot of them.
Fairclough. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Betty and Blanche, I wish I'd have met. We did see them in 2008. They drove out of the studios together and they waved, but I just wanted them to stop.
Oh, sure.
But I got a wave from them.
Oh, Coronation Street has officially released their new photograph for the 60th anniversary, which is not
14
only
actors.
14 actors that they chose that are kind of socially distanced, and they have different actors that they've chosen throughout the years to show. So there's Ken Barlow from 1960. They've got Rita Tanner from 1964 when she started. They've got Gail. I'm just going to use their character names because
Yeah.
people may not be able to follow along. So Rita was 64, Gail was 1974, and then we have Audrey from 79, Kevin Webster from 83, Jenny Connor from 86, Sally 86. Now Michael Bailey, of course, is one of our new characters, and he was from 2019. They also have Aggie, his mom. We have Bernie Winters. What do we think of her? Are we enjoying Bernie?
I like
Sorry,
her
on a
better.
different note?
I like her better since she returned after that break.
Right.
She's trying to help Gemma in her own way.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, yes.
I know.
But seems to be sitting on the couch a lot.
Yeah.
Yes. And then, of course, Nina.
Love Nina.
Nina's a cutie. She was from 2019. And then we've got Addie Allahan from 2020 because we've got the new Addie with us. And then George Shuttleworth from 20 and the new Todd Grimshaw.
Right.
Who, I'm sorry, I can't
No.
get my head around that one.
I think it's hard when they replace an
Mhm.
actor.
It is.
Yeah,
And
'cause
especially with his storyline to bring him back, I wasn't like overly impressed with that storyline, and
No.
so that didn't help him. But I think he's fitting in better now.
Yeah.
And just remember, the Tracy now wasn't the Tracy that's always played her,
No,
and we grew to love her. Well,
that's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
or love to hate her.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give him a bit of time.
Oh, I'm sure we'll get used to him.
So do you have a favorite couple from past or present?
Well, when I think Coronation Street, I think of Jack and Vera. They're my Corey couple. I used to also like Steve and Karen.
Oh,
I think,
Oh,
yeah, I think they
yes.
had good chemistry.
My goodness, she's gone on to do a
Did
lot
not-
of British shows, mysteries.
She's
Yeah.
done very well.
Very
yes.
well.
Mhm.
Yeah, so they're the ones from the past.
You can't forget the iconic pigeons and just, you know.
Definitely.
Jack and his little swamp duck.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And what about Hilda? Did you like Hilda?
That was before my time, but I
Okay.
know I would have loved Hilda.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, she was great.
I-
Her and her Muriel.
Yeah.
Muriel on the
Yeah.
wall.
Muriel on
Yeah.
the wall.
I think I need to go onto YouTube and watch some of the older clips.
Oh, there's
or
a lot of
shows.
people I've read online that are actually watching the older because they're not watching the new shows, unfortunately. But yeah, it's fun to see the old.
Yeah, I'd love to watch them.
Now, I don't know if CBC Gem is showing Coronation Street like from the beginning.
No,
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 it's not.
they,
no,
they
it's
only
only-
show 2 weeks.
Oh, just 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Mhm.
wonder if there is an outlet where people could start
YouTube,
just YouTube from the beginning.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. I'm assuming that's.
And talking about Gem, I don't know whether all Coronation Street fans know CBC does cut out about 2 or 3 minutes out of each show.
Yes, they do.
And which is frustrating because
is.
sometimes they cut out parts that we need to see.
Yes.
So on the Gem, they show the full English uncut version.
Which is the way it should
Mhm.
be.
Yeah.
in the first
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
But I am so happy that we're caught up to England pretty much. We're
Right.
like
We really-
about 2
we-
weeks. We're
2
about
weeks.
2 weeks
2
out.
weeks?
Yes.
So
Oh,
that's
well,
much better than when we were
Right.
like
10 months. We used to get Christmas in October, like
Yes,
from the year
exactly.
before. People had come onto the show and left already, and we hadn't seen them.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my. Crazy, crazy.
But couples today, Sally and Tim.
Sally and
Tim.
Yes.
Yeah. They're a great couple. Yeah.
We don't see
I
too
like
much right now of Fizz and Tyrone.
No.
No.
There's not much happening on that front.
There's not really a lot of long-time couples.
No. Now, I have heard they're going to try and get somebody for Roy.
Right.
Oh,
Evelyn?
Evelyn.
They're thinking
Evelyn?
maybe Evelyn or Evelyn or Bernie. I heard
No.
Bernie's name come up.
No.
I did hear
No.
Bernie's name come up.
No.
And the fact that she wanted to work with him in the cafe.
Yeah.
So I don't know. These are just, you read all sorts, but
No. Please tell me that's not going to happen.
you never know, right?
No, you don't.
But it would be nice for him to have a love interest.
Oh, Roy, I think it's about time Roy had a love interest. You're
But
right.
they'll never. Actually, that's a couple that I loved. How could I forget Roy and Haley?
Haley.
My
Roy and
favorite.
Haley. I was going to say, that had to be coming up somewhere.
Like,
Yeah.
their love story over the years is one of the best.
Yes, it is.
All
and he's
time.
such a
Yeah.
kind, gentle soul. He was
Yeah.
a
Yes.
Yeah.
beautiful husband to her, for sure.
Yeah.
So with the whole Jeff and Yasmin storyline, we did post his beautiful song that he wrote. I don't
Oh,
know
yes,
if any
that
of you
was-
had a chance to
Mm.
look at the link we put on, but it was a beautiful
Yeah.
tribute to raise money that he
Very
did there.
emotional. The tears were just
Oh, I
coming
know.
down.
Yeah, we're
Absolutely.
sitting
We
here
were
crying.
crying when I
Yeah.
played it for Joanne as well.
On May 1st, 2020, episode 10,056, a UK audience of 8.16 million watchers raised a collective cheer as Jeff's shattered wife Yasmin stabs him in the neck with a broken wine bottle after months of humiliation, control, and psychological abuse.
Yes.
Unfortunately, he lived.
Right.
Yes, but it was
Quite the scene
it
to
was-
watch.
Oh,
I was a bit shocked. I didn't expect that to
Oh,
happen. I was
no.
so happy she finally
finally-
took charge and
definitely,
did that.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
Mhm.
incredible.
It's been
that she-
quite the storyline.
Yeah,
Those
it's,
two have been amazing with their performances. Like you can
Absolutely.
feel.
They really have. I mean, he's love him or hate him, he's really done well with
Yeah.
this part, this
Yeah.
role.
Yeah, and that'll come to a head leading up to the 60th.
Now,
I think-
8.16 million people will be cheering when he goes down.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
that's just in one country.
Absolutely, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, I'm going to, for any of you that don't know or aren't on Facebook and part of Coronation Street or ITV, they did do 60 little bits that they had people interviewed to give little cheers or wishes for the show. So just as we end this segment today, before we do our final segment with Deborah and Joe, I just thought I'd share a few of them with you. And they're very self-explanatory little bits. And here we go.
I can hardly believe believe I'm saying this. I'm saying happy birthday to Coronation Street for 60 years. It's unbelievable. And what makes it even more unbelievable that I, Elaine Perkins, who was never allowed in the Rovers' return, am now behind here holding up my glass and saying to you, all the cast and crew, then and now, happy, happy birthday. 1,000 congratulations. And in my heart, I shall always be part of Corrie. Bless you, sweethearts. Cheers.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. That was nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
This claims 48,000 lives every year in the UK, some of them children. Coronation Street were determined to get Little Jack Webster's storyline absolutely right, and boy, did they. From us at the UK Sepsis Trust, as you approach the 60th birthday of the programme, please remember, not only do you enrich millions of lives every week, you also save lives. Thank you.
The sepsis storyline, that was very well done with Jack Webster, wasn't it?
It sure was.
Samaritans is really proud to have worked with Coronation Street over the years on many storylines. When covered responsibly, soaps have the power to support people's understanding around sensitive issues such as mental health and emotional well-being. Character stories can start important conversations and encourage people to reach out for help, which can save lives. What an incredible milestone to have achieved. Many congratulations, Corrie, from all of us at Samaritans on your 60th anniversary.
Thanks, Joanne. Thanks, Deborah. We'll catch you at the next and final installment of our Corrie Ping podcast. Cheers.